Hello, I'm Cietta Gower. In this section, we will discuss some of the other documents and reports that will be required during the grant agreement period. HUD holds the DCEO Office of Community Development, or OCD, responsible for managing and monitoring our HUD-funded grantees' performance and compliance with federal rules and regulations. In addition to the financial and timely performance results measured in periodic financial and performance reports, other areas of compliance that will require submission of reports or other documents include fair housing and non-discrimination, equal employment opportunity, federal labor standards, Section 3, debarred or ineligible contractors, GATA, and audits. In this section, we will specifically discuss the following reports or documents. Verification of fair housing poster and complaint forms. Section 504 Grantee Self-Evaluation for Persons with Disabilities. Minority Business Enterprise MBE Bid Notification. Notice of Contract Award HUD 2516. Notice of Contract Award for the Department of Labor. Exhibit G of the Grant Agreement. Grantee Evaluation Report, or GER, with an as-built drawing or plan, external audit reports, and compliance monitoring. Most of these reports and documents can be found on the DCEO Community Development website or under Grantee Support or Reporting or Labor Standards material. In Article 41 of the Grant Agreement, grant-specific terms, conditions, specifically 41.18, fair housing is addressed. Title 8 of the Civil Rights Act of 1968, as amended, grantee will administer programs and activities relating to housing and community development projects in a manner to affirmatively further fair housing. To help grantees with compliance, grantees must post a fair housing poster where public notices are posted. Grantees must make fair housing complaint forms available to the public. Verification of these postings should be in your grant file. Obtain fair housing posters and complaint forms directly from HUD at the website listed on this slide. The application for CDBG funding required that the applicant's chief elected official sign the local government certifications form. Number 11 on that form says that the grantee will conduct a Section 504 self-evaluation of its policies and practices to determine whether its employment opportunities and its services are accessible to persons with disabilities. This is also addressed in the Grant Agreement Article 10, Unlawful Discrimination. Grantees shall comply with applicable provisions of state and federal laws and regulations. D specifically addresses Section 504 of the Rehabilitation Act of 1973. A copy of the completed Section 504 Self-Evaluation Review Form must be in place and available for public review. A copy of the completed Section 504 Self-Evaluation Review Form must also be in the grant file. The Minority Business Enterprise MBE Bid Notification Form helps to make certain that minority businesses, women's business enterprises, and labor surplus area firms are notified about opportunities. This required form helps the grantee to be in compliance by taking affirmative steps to involve minority businesses, women's business enterprises, and labor surplus area firms in the bid process. Grantees must post the MBE bid notice where public notices are posted on or before the date of the bid advertisement. A copy must be sent on or before the date of the bid advertisement to the grantee's local Procurement Technical Assistance Center, or PTAC. And a copy must be sent on or before the date of the bid advertisement to Daryl Thomas at illinois.gov. Submit a copy of the MBE bid notice, verification of the grantee posting, verification of notice to the PTAC and Mr. Thomas, along with a copy of the bid advertisement to your grant manager. A copy of the MBE bid notification can be found on our website. The HUD 2516 Notification of Contract Award is an important document that communicates to your grant manager your project is moving forward. This form applies to all construction contracts over $2,000. Submit a copy to your grant manager and the Labor Standards Officer within 10 days of the contract award. Include a copy of the contractor and subcontractor eligibility verification. All contractors must have a unique entity ID, an active SAM registration, and no exclusions from participating in federal assistance programs before a contract can be awarded. All subcontractors must have a unique entity ID and no exclusions from participating in federal assistance programs before a contract can be awarded. Check for contractor, subcontractor eligibility at www.sam.gov. A copy of the Notice of Contract Award form can be found on our website. For construction contracts or subcontracts over $10,000, submit a Notice of Contract Award to the U.S. Department of Labor within 10 days of the contract award. Use the address on the form or on the slide to send your notice to the DOL. Submit to your grant manager a copy of the notice and verification that the notice was sent. The DOL form can be found on our website. To maintain compliance with the grant agreement, grantees should review Exhibit G for any requirements to be addressed. There may be tasks or documents to submit based on the grantee's answers to the GATA ICQ. For example, submit a copy of corrective actions taken because of findings on an audit, or implement a fraud awareness program including information on how to report fraud, waste, and abuse without fear of retaliation. Once the project is complete and all eligible funds are spent, the grantee will close out the grant. At closeout, the grantee will complete the Grantee Evaluation Report, or GER. As part of the GER, the grantee's governing body is required to hold a closeout public hearing to review the program activities and performance. An as-built map of the completed project is to be submitted with the GER. The GER is due at closeout, which is either 60 days after the end date of the grant agreement or 60 days after all grant funds are spent, whichever is first. The GER is submitted to your grant manager with several other documents. The GER form can be found on our website. Grantees must submit audits based on the requirements in the grant agreement. The grant agreement provides information on when and what type of audit each grantee will submit. DCEO's Office of Accountability will review grantee compliance with audit requirements. Not submitting an audit in a timely manner will lead to a DCEO fee lock and to the Illinois Stop Payment List for the grantee. DCEO is responsible for ensuring that CDBG funds are used in accordance with all program requirements and for determining the adequacy of performance under the grant agreement. Reporting and on-site compliance monitoring are to ensure that any grantee compliance deficiencies are corrected. Grantees are initially selected for the on-site compliance monitoring based on answers provided by the grantee in the GATA ICQ. On-site compliance monitoring of CDBG funded activities will review timeliness, LMI benefit, EEO, MBE, fair housing, Section 504, financial management, and project construction. All of the reports and forms we discussed should be available as part of the grant file and will be reviewed at the monitoring visit. If you have any questions, please reach out to your assigned grant manager. Thank you.